had a lot of people tell me about this channel called Lus or Loose or whatever. And I first encountered this channel back with Gerard the Completionist. He and I were probably the two prominent channels making content outside of Karl Jobst and Some Ordinary Gamers. We were the other people talking about. There were other channels that would talk about it, but then they'd talk about other stuff. It was like me and him were basically covering all the other stuff. And then I kind of got bored of the completion stuff when it kind of ran its course, and I moved on from it. Wasn't interesting to me anymore. So I started talking about other stuff, which is what channels do when they're done talking about something. Alyssa, they talk about other things that are interesting. It's funny how that works. But he's got this video, and I know it's almost 3 hours of a live stream. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but the thumbnail caught my eye because it says, well, the title of it says, Karl Jobst threatens to report my channel to YouTube and YouTube partner. And in his Discord, and people, shout out to you guys last night telling me about this because I didn't know about it. Karl Jobst said, I will report him to YouTube. I will speak with my YouTube partner. And I'm like, bro, how many L's do you need to take? Like, yikes. You're not winning the community back if your response to losing a lawsuit and declaring bankruptcy is, now I'm going to start trying to report and take channels down that talk about me. Like, that's...
He honestly looks like a supervillain.
Right?
And I'm the last person to praise a they/them creature.
Right.
He's a rice muncher, but dude, don't double down and spiral. You have an L, you take the L. Okay, it's as simple
Karl
as that.
Jobst.
Don't go on this villain arc to try and stomp down opposition.
David Kelly says, save some L's for the rest of us, Karl. So let's see what this Lus guy has to say about Karl Jobst here, which is just the great irony in all of this is Lus and I were covering, like I said, the completionist saga. So we would look to Karl Jobst for some insight and research and information with his videos, and almost felt like I don't want to say like working with him to get to the resolution, but like we're on the same side working towards the conclusion. So isn't it kind of funny when it all falls apart with a separate issue with Karl Jobst? So now he's mad at Lus. It's just interesting, but
half the company. I mean, when's the last time an employee owned half the shares? So if you're an employee, let's say you're the janitor.
I think this is
Van Buren, for instance. Everyone who gives Karl good advice, he just thinks you're shitting on him. He thinks that you're shitting on him. Okay? So I've given Karl such good advice in the past, and I'm giving him good advice right now. For the love of God, Karl, stay off your Discord channel. Right? Yes.
Which, by the way, this is the same advice that I gave Karl when we watched his reaction video to the lawsuit, and he singled out my video covering him. And I was like, bro, like, don't go on your Discord. Stop saying shit. Whatever you say will be used against you. Just like, by the way, I understand that happens with me. That's why I understand when I make my videos, I understand whatever I say about Alyssa will be used against me. I understand that. But nothing I'm saying now is any different than anything I've ever said leading up to this point. So if they're going to get me on something from before, it's not going to change now, and vice versa. This is who I am. The difference is Karl says some unhinged shit on his Discord where I'm like, bro, no, I would not say what you just said there. That's not what I would do.
He's Karl Jobless now. I took that from someone in the chat. That's reality based for you. If I can't come up with it, I'll take it and stick reality based on it.
Top loaded with a great point here. Especially don't answer questions to people who are trying to stir the pot. Exactly.
Oh yeah, I've had these I have had such traps laid for me in the past. It's very dangerous, like especially when you have like even 2-3 people as a community, and just one of them tries to kind of just very sneakily get you into trouble, you have to be very careful, and it's actually quite easy for some people to do that. So yeah, stay off the Discord.
Dude, especially if you cannot control your anger on a situation.
Yeah.
And especially if things haven't gone your way and you're very angry, don't try to blow off steam on a Discord, because that's a very bad idea.
So, fine. Carl, sue me. Carl, if you think I have defamed you, sue me. You're not going to.
I mean, with what money?
Oh, he's probably taking hints from Melissa.
Good point.
It's all well and good. It's all well and good to bang your chest when you know your opposition is bankrupt, both creatively, morally, and financially.
Financially, yep.
Yeah.
Because I have not. Okay? At most, you can get me banned off YouTube because that's easier to do and there's not much proof that you need to do. Carl is the type of person who is excited to get sued. So, okay.
And I want to be clear about this. I am not excited to be sued. I don't want to be sued. I don't want that to be happening. But based off what I see with Carl, it's almost like an ego trip where he's like, if he's not on top, he needs to make sure he is. That's the vibe that I've been getting from him. And sure, if you're winning, that can come across as quite admirable. But if you're losing, there's nothing more despicable than someone being like that.
And if you do win under those circumstances, it ultimately leads to victory disease, which is the foundation of your failure.
Good point.
Yeah.
I will give exact details in my update video. Carl, for the love of God, do not make an update video about the exact details of how you're going to do this. For the love of God,
Wait.
tell Billy Mitchell, me, publicly, how the hell you're going to do this. Like, this is ridiculous, Carl. Like, you should not be making more videos about Billy Mitchell. You should not be making videos about how you plan to organize things in bankruptcy. Can Carl go heck himself? He tried to shell game his assets after a legal decision. Maybe ChatGPT will give him better advice. Code Carl lost for 10% off Billy hot sauce. Thank you, Awunu. I appreciate the.
Hold on, I think there's more here.
Okay.
What the hell am I watching?
And then here's some bankruptcy. Here's some bankruptcy. Okay.
There's
I
another
don't
part.
own
Hold
it jointly. I think there was another one I missed. Favorite kangaroo.
What?
The moral of the story is don't sue me.
Okay, I'll take a number 1,
My
number
cost of
9, and
crowdfunding.
then
Right.
number
Okay,
4.
that's good. Congrats. I'm an employee of the company. I'm just an employee of the company. Why is Carl publishing this stuff? Like, why is Carl talking about this stuff? Like, his Discord audience? His Discord audience already likes him, and they're going to believe whatever he's. Who is this supposed to be? Who's this?
Who's he trying to win over by lashing out against this YouTuber?
How do they?
Here's another thing. We'll come back to this in a second, but I saw this earlier today too, which cracked me up. Did you guys see this? Billy Mitchell posted today. Karl Jobst is now threatening takedowns of YouTubers that publish videos about him. Flash sale, rickysauce.com, discount code CRYBABY for 15% off. Expires Monday. Karl Jobst, I'll report him to YouTube. I'll speak with my YouTube partner. Like, bro, Billy Mitchell, like, I just can't help but, like, I don't know if I like him or hate him. I'm just, like, in awe of him.
That's probably the best position to be in.
I mean, it's like he's. I'm still in all what I was seeing in the video, but Karl Jobst is he's off. He's just off of everything. The rails, the trail,
he's gone.
anything.
He's just, guys, he's gone insane. And it just goes to show, no matter the community, you see the parallels of creators, whether they're independent or agents of the entertainment establishment. When they lose, they have very similar patterns. It's very hard for people on social media or as content creators to take an L successfully, because it's usually their first experience of it. And if you don't study the nature of what we do, you could easily spiral. It's very easy for things to go wrong, and it's very hard for things to go right. And that's why a lot of what we do is about scaling. So the more you get it right, the more you gain support and resonate with people. The more you get it wrong, the more you will just nosedive and spiral. That's why, to all those fresh blood creators out there starting their creator journeys, I say this to you all. You have two destinations, heaven or hell. The heaven being you're well known, you've got lots of support, you've got lots of friends you've made along the way, and you make a heck of a lot of money. The hell is you spiral, you go insane, you humiliate yourself, others humiliate you. And I think the worst position of all is that others make names for themselves and become more popular because of you spiraling and going insane. Two destinations. There's no real middle ground. It's either heaven or hell.
It's good perspective. Good perspective. But I was just kind of looking through this guy's video. I think there's this one too. Hold on.
I think you guys have to understand what's happening here because it's really hard to explain. Okay, so Harvey Weinstein. Oh, okay. Thank you, Harvey Weinstein. Carl, I know you're watching. Carl has a loose butt. Okay, thank you, Harvey, for that statement. Okay, so no. Well, if he won, there'll still be a massive hurdle for him to get cost. What does that mean, Carl? Well, Carl says, like, hard to explain. For reasons I won't go into until my update video, if I win, Billy is royally screwed no matter what. Okay, fair enough, Carl. But if he wins, I'm probs not screwed at all.
So here's the thing. What is he upset about with this guy? Because all he's doing is literally the same stuff that I do with Alyssa, is read the posts that they put out there and talk about why they are not smart things to say. That's why I'm like, people, there's nothing I have in my Discord that people could clip and be like, oh, look at what he said. They can try to twist it in a weird way, but they're not going to. That's why whatever you say on the internet, you need to be very careful every time you write something, because people will use it out of context every chance they get. I'm noticing since my channel has grown that no one has literally anything on me. So you know what they do? They start looking and looking and looking, and years go by, and then they start finding one or two things from 6 years ago where I don't even know. Like, I review a game and they're like, oh, but he said this in the game review, and it could be construed as he's racist because that's a double entendre on something. I'm like, that's like a 7-year-old review on the channel. What the hell are you talking about?
Smash. Remember when you did that review of Mulaka and they accused you of
that's another
wearing
one.
blackface?
That's a perfect example where they said I was using blackface when I put like some war paint on like the side of my cheeks, and like, oh, that's blackface, cancel him. I'm like,
I only know that because of Speargate, folks, when I called Black Man's Game Company Spear Chucker Studios, and then people